Alright guys, so we're going to take you through a brief tour. This is one barn right here. This property, the lady told me, was established around 1844. The older barn is behind that house you just saw, and I'm walking up to it now, and it is pretty rustic, pretty old. You can tell they kept up with it somewhat, but you know, it's just showing its age. And I was incredibly thankful that this lady let me come through, pick around their barn. I didn't buy a ton of stuff because there was a ton of stuff there, but I was glad to see it. Like all this old wood, and there was an old canoe back there that was handmade. This was the first shelf I kind of came across with a bunch of old files, cold chisels, old hammerheads, and I regret so bad I didn't buy some of those hammerheads and just make a handle for them. You'll see one right here. Look at that thing, how worn it is. That thing had done some work in its day. And I kind of went file crazy. I did buy a bunch of old files because I've always had success buying old files, man. They clean up real nice. Maybe I've had one or two that didn't work out that I couldn't really use after I bought them, but if you come across old files, it's pretty much a sure bet, you know, especially if they're only asking $1 or so for each one. I mean, you can't beat that. You can't buy a file nowadays that's going to be that good for that cheap. There's just no way. So we're just I'm rummaging around this lady's barn, and I'm talking to her. She's telling me about the property, how her great-great-grandfather fought in the Civil War for the North and came down to Texas, and just really nice lady, really good to talk to. And she even let me just rummage alone by myself, probably because it was 100 degrees outside, but it was nice. And there's a bunch of old wood. The barn had been flooded a few times because we are around the coast of Texas, so we do get hurricanes. And this was one side room that I thought was really cool. And I'm sorry, I did speed up the video a little bit if you're wondering why it's kind of quick. But there's these old cans on the ground. Now, they must have just got there because they wouldn't have survived very long on the ground, but it was cool to go through and pick through, and I kind of regret not buying one just to have. And this old cigar box, I mean, for that thing to have survived, I doubt it's 18 something, but you know, it was definitely 1950 or earlier. And then this was the main workbench. I'm rummaging around. I found those taps, and I found this pocket knife that had her great-grandfather's initial, or great, somewhere down the line. This was one old Vise that I saw, and then this one was really cool, completely handmade, all wood. Even the screw right there was made out of wood, and just some great craftsmanship for it to still last and turn fine. I mean, the wood's not gonna seize. And then here's this little hardware store, a bunch of old parts and glass you saw up top there, some pulleys, some sharpening stone. I wish I would have got a better look at that. And a bunch of nails and cans. I don't really use nails a whole lot because it's modern times. I'm going to use my little pen nailer if I do use them. So I didn't really buy any of that, but it was cool to see. And this little side room had some pretty cool furniture in there. It wasn't super old, but this table saw was what was amazing. A friend of mine estimated it probably to be around the 1930s just from this video I shot here. And man, I would love the chance to restore it. I just don't have the room for it. It has the fence and the miter gauge still with it, which is amazing for it to be that old and they still stuck together. But she wasn't asking too much. I just don't have the room for it. And these stairs, I'm wondering if they're gonna hold my big ass to go up there, and I did. I didn't go too far into the loft attic area. I probably took about 4 steps in, but I didn't see anything that really warranted the risk of falling through the ceiling. So now we're up to the side barn with all these cool little cubbies and bolt bins and things that they made, and a lot they had X's on it. They weren't going to sell it. The family was going to keep it, which I would too if I were them. And here we go, back to a can full of files. You know, I love my files. There's an old telephone crimper and an old screwdriver I didn't end up buying. Comes out right here. I wish I would have because it was nice and long. Like I said, a lot of regrets that I didn't buy a lot of this stuff, but now we're going to kind of get to the good part of it, the part you've been waiting for, and I'll show you all the tools I actually did buy and brought home. A big thank you to the lady and her family for letting me look through that barn. It was an amazing experience, and well, I'll just shut up now and let you see what I got. Alright, so we're going to go through this in order of least coolest to coolest. And the first thing is this old torch. You know, it's nothing fancy, it's nothing old, it's just I needed one. So, why go buy it from a store when I can get it for practically free? And all this stuff I only paid about $50 for. And I got a combination square. I have no idea who it's by. I'll have to clean it up. It looks like a Craftsman, like the Craftsman's that my dad has, but who knows? Maybe it'll be a Starrett underneath there or something. We'll find out. And another one. This one is a Stanley. I just thought it was pretty cool since I'm kind of collecting the Stanley tools now. Got a bunch of these. I don't know exactly what they're used for, but I'm going to kind of use them as split washers. If I start making my own vices and stuff, they'll come in pretty handy. Here's another one with some fancy designs on it. Nickels. Little file bits and rasps that you can put in your drill. Camel. If anybody ever heard of that, let me know. I got two old taps. Big old taps. I'm guessing this one's 3/4. This one maybe 5/8 or a half. I have to clean them up to find out. Not sure what I'm going to use these for, but I know they'll be expensive if I buy them new. Here's a pretty old pair of Kleins. We got a couple old cold chisels. These ones look fairly old, and you can tell they were well used. A bunch of old wood handle files. Now that wood handle's pretty messed up, but I just love old files, man. This isn't old either, but that would be an expensive drill bit if I bought it new. Coolest thing of all, I think, the thing I really went there for, the thing that made me drive 45 minutes to go to these barns, it's right over here. I had to, it unscrewed very easily, but this part, which is the female side of it, was stuck in a board basically. So I talked to the lady and I was like, hey, if I get this out, but I gotta have that piece, you know. Do you mind if I cut up your workbench a little bit? And she was really cool about it. She said, yeah, you know, that's fine. I mean, the workbench was just made out of pine. It's not like it was a solid oak one that you could sell for a lot of money. So I cut the front piece off and ended up, I was able to get it out and still leave the leg attached, which was pretty good. I don't think I'm going to keep it as a leg vise. I might make it more like a carpenter's vise and put two little support runners on it. Whoa, and I almost forgot the other coolest thing. Let me set you back down. Is hopefully you can see, Starrett punches. And they're in this little wooden case. And damn near all of them are there. Pretty damn cool, man. This little case is what I thought was cool. It's all wood. It's got the lady's father's or grandfather's name and date on there, at least when he got them. And I just think that is really badass. So that'll be something I will love to keep, and it is my first ever Starrett product. So I think that was a pretty damn good haul. She was very nice. Very awesome lady to talk to. Alright guys, so my phone actually got too hot. Yes, welcome to Texas, and it just shut off. So I just need to put an ending to this. Some pretty cool tools. Hope y'all enjoyed going through the barn, looking at the tool haul I got. I bought these with the profit I made from restoring that number 5 hand plane, since I already had another one anyways. So hopefully I can just kind of keep flipping some of these tools and then keeping the really good ones that I want or like. You know, I don't need all these files. For some reason, I'm on a file kick right now where I just think that I need to buy every file I come across with a wooden handle. But truly, I only use files maybe once a month, once every couple months. So I'm probably going to end up selling some of these. But anyway, guys, hope y'all enjoyed the video, taking a look back through history. If you want to, hit that like button. Always subscribe if you haven't already. Hit me up on Instagram and Facebook if you want to see my day-to-day. Like, they've probably already seen this stuff weeks ago. That's kind of where I just put up pictures of things I happen to be doing. But same name, everything, Brad's Workbench. You can find me. Alright, guys, I'll holler at y'all next time. Peace!